Okay, how do you set up a killer profile on LinkedIn? Let's talk a little bit about that. There's a couple of pieces to this. The first is to actually set up your account. And you'll see here's an introduction screen. But before I go too much into that, I want to talk about why would you want to use LinkedIn? Why would you want to use LinkedIn as a recruiter? Well, LinkedIn is a network of professionals, and those professionals can be possible potential business for you to help you run your desk. And whether it's a potential candidate, it's a potential client, it's coworkers, peers, it's a very large network, and it's been growing, and it's been around for quite a few years. And the difference between Facebook and Twitter and even Google Plus is that LinkedIn is really the one network, the social network, that is geared to professional relationships. And since this is a network that you want to harness for your work, then this is a place to be. And it's a great tool, and it's something that's evolving all the time. And they are starting to gear more tools towards the recruiting industry. So in days of past, when you had to rely on monsters and career builder type sites to be able to find quality candidates, well, that is changing, and that's drastically changing and very quickly. So LinkedIn is becoming that place, that network, that community where you can find candidates who are talking about being available, who are talking about wanting to look for opportunities, and they share their skill sets and everything else. So you can really start to dig in and see people and find them while they're looking. So let's talk about how you set up the account so that when people see you, candidates see you, peers see you, that they feel good about connecting with you through LinkedIn. So I'm going to go into a couple of things here. The first thing I want to show you is that to be able to start, you're going to use your email address, and you can use your work email address, or you can use a personal email address. So what you do is you fill out your name and use your name, the name that you use, and email address, and then password. And then once you actually join, click on join, it is going to take you to another page, which I'm going to show you right now. Okay, so to be able to set up an auto reply for your inbox in Microsoft Outlook, just go to Tools, click on Tools here, and then you'll see right under here there's an Out of Office Assistant. You click on this, okay, and you'll see the assistant, and you can schedule it. Basically, if you look under here, if you click on this, send out Office auto replies, and then you can specify a range, is what I do. Whenever I'm gone, I'll specify a range so that it'll automatically shut off once you're outside of that range. So if you enable this, this is where you put your message in, and inside means people that are in our organization that we are communicating with, and then outside the organization. So you can see the message that I put there. I always put it on send out only send during this time range, specify it. And then other than that, it's pretty simple. If you don't use the time range, then make sure that you turn it off every time you come back in the office. And that's pretty much it. That's where you go. You click on OK to confirm. And again, how you find it is under Tools and right there, Out of Office Assistant. Okay, now that you have clicked on Join Now, what it'll ask you to do is to start to set up your profile. So it is important as you work your way through your profile that you're as complete as possible, and say, for instance, your job title and zip code. If you put in your zip code, then that's going to help LinkedIn recognize where you are more or less broadcasting your information from. So fill out your title, recruiter, company. Now, this is an important part. Whenever you type in Advantage, it is going to recognize in a drop-down Advantage Technical Resourcing, the mother company, the company that you are working for. And don't just fill in the name. Make sure you can get the drop-down. If you get the drop-down, that'll allow you to confirm it. The reason that is important is because that creates a link to Advantage Technical Resourcing, and that allows all of us to link in with the company and share those links, which is a very powerful piece of LinkedIn. So when you do that, you're going to click on Create My Profile. Now, there's an email confirmation process here. I'm using a kind of a dummy account for Gmail. Whether you're using Cox or Gmail or whatever account, it really will just depend on if you want to import the context. So when you click on Continue here, This will allow you, say for instance, if you are using Gmail and you have an entire address book, you can bring that address book into LinkedIn so you can send out invitations. If you don't want to do that, just skip the step down here. All right, and then this is going to confirm the account. I already set this up, so what will happen is since I'm using Google, it comes into my email and then it has a link. And then all you need to do here is click there to confirm the email address. And once that part is done is when your profile, your account is set up. Then the next step is what I'm going to show you is how to add information into your profile and edit information to your profile.